I welcome everyone for the day two of the Symphony of the Zodiac. So today we have Mr. Srinivas Reddy with us. Yesterday we heard from Paranita ma'am about the Leo full moon. A lot of people were having doubts. What is a zodiac? And how it just influences a person. So let us hear from today's master how it can work in our life. We welcome you, sir, for the weekend wisdom session from Pyramid Valley.
Yeah. Hi. Good morning, everybody.
Sir, can you first brief us what are these zodiac signs? And a lot of people do have a feeling that I am particular zodiac. I was born in this month. If I know only about that, is that enough?
No. That is not at all the real motive or the intention. I'll try to put it in the different perspective. So, hi everyone. Actually, I'm Srinivas Reddy. Basically, I have completed my mechanical engineering from Chaitanya Bharati Institute of Technology, which was affiliated to Usmania University. So I perceived what my meditation journey started in the year 1995. So I got to know the concept of Anapanasati meditation from Patriji. So that was in in 1995. So that was my starting days. So I started really searching for to keep my meditation awareness, or whatever we speak it as the outcome of meditation. So once I started practicing meditation, actually I wanted to know the deeper aspects and the deeper layers of meditation and our inner journey. Then in 1998, Patriji gave me a book called Symphony of Zodiac. So it started in 98, and I read that book on a very surface mode. Just on the surface mode, I went on, but it really fascinated me because the basic aspect of meditation and full moon meditation is it is about our inner work. It is never about the external thing. So as far as people who believe that they have a very deep level of inner journey, this full moon meditation concept will definitely help you to see our meditation process in a very different perspectives. I meditate for 1 month, but the next month my energy levels are so low, but I never know the real cause of that. And again, after 2 months, I regain my enthusiasm, and I regularly practice meditation. But I always forget why I go in every year. My patterns are like in some part of a year, I face some kind of physical illnesses, or in some month, I face some relationship issues. And particularly in some months, I had financial struggles. All these things really made me like search for the more deeper things. So then this full moon meditation popped up, and as far as what I'm concerned is uh, people who wants to know authentically about their inner selves more authentically, we need to know 12 different perspectives within us. That is what is the real motive of full moon meditation and zodiac signs. So we have been acquainted to see the external symbols more, like Aries means we see our mind takes every month into the external calendar, and that calendar will be running our lives. That is not what we are talking here about in the Symphony of Zodiac or full moon meditations. All full moon meditation or zodiacal months, they are there to do more of inner journey. So in the perspective of inner journey, one needs to understand 12 different energies within our own inner journey, so that we'll come to know the core and essence of what we are really. So it is never about the external calendar or dates. It is about our 12 different perspectives, so that we become more conscious, we become more aware, and we become more vigilant in all endeavors of our life, is the real intention of these full moon meditations. So the science of the zodiac is very important for various reasons. The first reason is it improves your health. If at all you can do this work, full moon meditation science, you will see within 3-4 years a gradual improvement in your health. And the second point is it creates world understanding. So it is really a fascinating word called world understanding, because we always speak from our own point of view. We always get stuck from our own point of view, or whatever countries we have been raised up in, that is what we speak. We never take up other point of views. So this zodiac science will definitely make you a world understanding citizen. That is one of the topmost motto of full moon meditation. And 3 is it helps you to create your, it increases your creative skills. And the 4 is you choose your co-workers intelligently. So we can understand the group, what we are working in, and the people who we are working in. If we understand ourselves inside, so then who all we are working with, it becomes so easy to work in a group. This can be really, all group issue conflicts can be harmonized with this full moon science. And to render better service, this full moon science or zodiac science is a must for coming years. So these are all the real objectives and motives of full moon meditation and zodiac. And zodiac is like, there are 2 aspects for meditation and full moon meditation. The first thing is most of the people they take meditation in a concrete level or a form level. Every time they'll be thinking of something, but once we do Anapanasati meditation, we definitely go into a formless state or abstract state. So all this zodiac signs, the symbols used in the zodiac signs have a meaning and significance behind them. So it is everyone's meditator's challenge to know the non-symbolic meaning part of every zodiac sign. So we have 12 zodiacs, and each zodiac is like a zodiac signs or full moon signs is space signs. So if at all you can see the space, a zodiac, once you draw lines with the stars which are there in the space, they look like symbolically they look like an animal. Okay, so all 12 signs resemble an animal. Symbolism is what is interpreted if at all you really see the symbol of every zodiac. So we need to meditate and know the meaning part, energies part, and significance part of each zodiac is what the real challenge is. So everyone should know, the bottom line is everyone should know the 12 aspects within themselves. If you are born, for example, in the month of July 21st to August 21st, most of the people think that they are Leos, and if they study Leos, that is enough. No, that is not the thing. If you are a Leo, then what happens is your physical body is born in that month. That is what is the real cause. The real date of birth of your physical body is there in your Leo month. So as we meditate and do more of self-inquiry, the next question arises is, When was your emotional body born? That is the most important question, where people never put that question. People are so limited with their physical aspects. And this beautiful full moon meditation and spiritual science wants to know the other bodies, when were they formed, is what is the most important question. The self-inquiry, Swadhyaya Yoga asks a question like, okay, your physical body was born in the month of Leo energies. So our next question will be a much deeper question like, when was your astral body or emotional body, its date of birth? Can you please tell me? Such kind of interview will be happening within you once you close your eyes. In which of the past life did you really cultivated that emotional body and astral body? Or it was given free of cost to you? Then who gave you that body to you? Such introspection, that inquiry will make you like, is your emotional body controlling you, or your emotions body controlling your physical body? These aspects make you a person of total understanding and gives you a lot of clarity. So that is what I'm saying. So your emotional body may be born in some other month and you are very much unconscious of it, and at that particular month all negative emotions spoil that particular month, and that becomes a pattern for you that every year whenever that particular month comes, your negative emotions will be running your life. So if at all you are a real scientific meditator, you will get a glimpse, oh, this month why am I prone to so much of negative emotions? Because I'm not taking care of my inner body. So in that particular month, if you really meditate and take care and cultivate your emotional body, that will be the birthday of your emotional body. Now tell me, how many birthdays now you have? 2 birthdays. One is physical birthday and the second part is now emotional or astral birthday. Now it is over. Again, you think that you know everything. One fine day, one more question will pop up in your mind and somebody will ask from your inner journey, when was your mental body has taken birth? In which year? In which reincarnation? Then again you never answer, because all this brain was running by the society and you got fed up with it, and now you want to become so conscious. So you start a self-inquiry project called, how did I cultivate my mental body and what is the date of birth of my mental body? Now that mental body will be, I was born in 1973 and my mental body was formed in 2000. So now tell me, what is the date of birth of my mental body? Now you have 3 birthdays. Now will you celebrate 3 birthdays, or you just stuck up with your one physical birthday? That aspect is yours. Now these 3 things are over. Now the 4th thing pops up. These 3 bodies will be having cleavages within themselves. We think something, we do something, we promise something, we never execute it in the external world. Now and finally you will be questioning yourself that, what is my soul's birthday? What is my spiritual birthday? Now within these 12 months, what will you celebrate? Will you celebrate your physical birthday, emotional birthday, mental birthday, or spiritual birthday? It's up to you. So to get clarity over all these things, now it is easy for everybody if they understand these 12 months energies which are there inside them. There are 2 kinds of people in this universe. The first kind of people are man living in universe. Most of the people have this bent of thinking, this bent of living, because they think that I am living in the world. This is what is the cause of all suffering. And the spiritual science, full moon meditation and zodiac science says that cosmos in man is reality. Now see, these are 2 different polar opposites. All people unconsciously living a life thinking that we are living in the creation, or creation is there within you. These are 2 different aspects. And each meditator have to believe in faith and trust that everything is from inside out. Then you can understand zodiac science very scientifically. So for the question Shalini was asking is, you have to understand the 12 aspects, the 12 months in an inner perspective. That gives you a better glimpse of cosmic level, that gives you a glimpse of solar levels, that gives you a understanding about planetary influences happening in your inside life. So please, the bottom line of all these full moon meditation sessions and zodiac signs is nothing externalized, only internal, inside out things. If you understand this subject, then it will give you a expansion of consciousness, and your consciousness will have a different view if at all you take this subject in this perspective. So please, please, please don't think that your physical birthday is ultimate. Man's constitution is four. Like, you have a physical body, you have an emotional body, you have a mind to think, then you meditate, you have an intuitional body, then you will have an atmic body, then you will have a monadic body, then you will have a divine body. These are the 7 aspects of every individual. This is known as constitution of man. So now we need to take care of all 7 bodies properly in this 12 months is what is the challenge of full moon meditations is all about, Shalini. You got the answer, or shall I explain you in detail?
Sir, as you said, the physical body has a particular date.
Yeah.
And what is your birthday for the mental body, astral body, etheric body? Like, we are a composition of different bodies.
Yeah.
So there's no answer for that, and obviously we have to understand everything.
Yeah, because we don't have answer, because we really don't know when we started functioning consciously in those bodies. So meditation is about not only surface meditation, we need to go and do the core meditation. Always surface meditation is there. Like most of the people meditate to either gain concentration or focus. That is the first level of meditation. And the second level of meditation, you work out with all your mechanical habits, you will work out with your subconscious stuff, and you will become more conscious. But conscious in the perspective of 365 days conscious perspective, most of the people are conscious for 8 months. That is what we could observe in the entire 25 years is people are conscious. If you take the report of their awareness levels, in the whole of 12-month span or 1 year span, you observe a meditator, 6 months to 8 months, they are very active, very excited. But what I am taking into consideration is, in the next year, their 6 month, 8 year period should become at least 10 month period conscious. And in the second year or third year, they need to be conscious, aware for the whole entire 12 months. That is what is the real challenge of meditation is all about. You work in an organization for 6 months, everything goes so smooth. One fine day, a conflict comes and the organization's foundations will be shaking. Why in a every year, in a particular period of, in a particular moment, why organizational crisis is happening is linked with these zodiacal energies. And these zodiacal energies are so beautiful. I have been shouting from 20 years, like, all masculine energies are so expanded in an organization. There is no inch of a feminine energy in an organization. All males and females have become so masculine, and they gave a beautiful masculine energy structure to their organization. And something, a femininity comes, or a feeling aspect comes into that organization, nobody accepts. Because people don't want feminine energies into their organizations. For example, in the month of Virgo, Virgo is a feminine energy aspect, cultivational sign. Virgo, next month, what we are talking about now is Leo. Next month is about Virgo. Virgo means mother of Buddha, mother of Jesus Christ. Have you ever sat and increased a feminine aspect in yourself? No, I see everybody, males, females are becoming so dominating, so masculine. They shout, they yell, both males and females. But Virgo month is so special that every male, every female should sit and cultivate some feminine energies within them. Can you talk a bit kind to others? I see never in any corporate office people talking in a kind mode. People talk in a very harsh way, very like hypocritical diplomatic ways have been learned in all organizations. Can you see any kind of feminine energy in any organization? I can't see anywhere. I see a dominating energies from the top to the bottom of organizations. You see only masculine energies. What will happen in the month of Virgo? And in the month of Virgo, I get so many calls from organizational people that something conflicts are arising in this month. And we need to give them a remedy called, sir, everyone should cultivate their feminine energies and start functioning from your heart if at all you want your organization to blossom or flourish. This is what we can speak.
Sir,
and do you know, Mr. Narendra Modi is a Virgo.
Okay.
Do you think only through mind if he functions, he can never run India? Because he's a man of heart, he could sustain, or he is working in so much crisis moment because he's functioning from his heart. That is what this Virgo month is all about. We always think. We never feel. People stopped feeling, and this full moon meditation pops up and teaches people to try to feel your life and try to think. Both things are important. That is what is the month of Virgo. Now, how can you teach all these things to the public? Now, that is the biggest challenge. You see, that is the biggest challenge. Now, how to teach people how to feel? When did we started feeling and when did we stop our feeling? Somebody will be met with an accident on the road. We go, we see, we just see and just push off. We never feel their pain. You see on the roads a dog with lot of pain. You see as if you bless it and go. Have we ever taken that painful dog to a doctor? Have we ever felt that pain? And why meditation without feeling? A feeling of kindness, a feeling of honesty, a feeling of sincerity. These vitamins are lacking in everybody's life. That is why we suffer in some months. You see what is happening throughout the external world. Because in the internal world, people have stopped feeling. Now, how to teach these things? So, the bottom part is, that is why I said this is a very long journey concept. 12 aspects needs to be under your control. You should become more conscious of these 12 aspects is what is the bottom line of full moon meditation and zodiac signs. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, as now you were speaking about the Virgo and the female and the masculine energies.
Yeah.
So, is it really a female should have a female energy and masculine should have a masculine energy? Nothing like that.
No, nobody. Like what means that is what you need to do full moon meditation, Shalini. Your physical body is feminine, okay? Then your emotional body will be masculine. Your mental body will be feminine. Your intuitional body will be masculine. Okay, you got the point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I am living in a physical male body. So my physical body is masculine. My emotional body will be feminine. My mental body will be masculine. My intuitional body will be feminine. That is how I am made up of. Okay. So you are talking about both males and females. Both have minds. Do you accept?
Yes.
So both of them should cultivate their hearts. That is month of Virgo. You see in a family, a husband is there, a wife is there. Both are working from minds. Now what will happen to both of them in the month of Virgo? Just imagine. Okay, this is possibility 1. Now I am talking about possibility 2. Husband is functioning from mind, wife is functioning from heart. What will happen in the month of Virgo?
I think probably it will get balanced.
Yes. Is it happening? Third possibility. Wife is functioning from mind, husband is functioning from heart. What will happen in the month of Virgo?
That will also create a balance.
Okay. Both are functioning from heart. There is no mind. What will happen then in the month of Aries?
Okay. So both are emotional beings.
That is what this full moon energy is. Otherwise, you see, in an organization, 99% of the people are masculine. One person with a heart feeling will come into the organization. Can he fit into the 99%?
Yes.
Either he has to become masculine, or he should wait until his masculine people will become feminine.
So he feels the odd one out.
That's why he is suffering. He thinks that there is a problem in him, but he is right. Nobody will come and say you are right. Because you are functioning from heart, you are much superior to the people who are functioning from their crooked minds. Can you imagine Mother Teresa working with jihadis? Can Mother Teresa talk like jihadis talk? Can Mother Teresa talk as a terrorist talks? No. Why? Because she is completely feminine. Feminine energy is from your heart. Masculine energy is from your mind. Now tell me, what all meditation have we done so that we are in charge of our mind life and heart life? As we have a heart, this creation has a heart. Are we communicating with that heart is the bottom line of full moon meditation. That is what I have been shouting. The entire creation, earth, planet has a heart. Are we considering her feelings? Is what is the question the entire nature is putting to the total humanity in the time of Corona. If you feel the pulse of the cosmic heart, we never do all the things which have been we have been doing from the past to 18 million years. Killing animals, disempowerment of feminine energies, polluting the nature, politicalizing every issue of life, and acting as a sacred human being with so much of scaredness inside. Now tell me the answer for all countries. Every country will have a zodiacal influence. Every atom will have a zodiacal influence. Every form will have an influence of the zodiacs on them. Now, when will we start teaching all this science to the humanity? And this was given to humanity in the year 1922. By 2022, it will be like 100-year subject. And people never learn ABCDs of it. This subject was given in the year 1922. Now, are we in an education mode or involutionary mode? So this is what is the. I'll show you some stuff. Okay, I want all people to at least spend 1 year to know the basics of this zodiacal science and practice it for 3 years, and definitely you can see a lot of changes. And this is not like a shortcut where instantaneously you go to a shopping mall, buy the concept of zodiac, and next day you are a zodiacal expert. No. This is like, real striving science, moment to moment. Baby steps are important. We need to take every month some baby steps. Take a full moon time as an opportunity to go much deeper inside yourself. Know that aspect particularly of that particular month, so that at least next year when this month comes, at least we can live more consciously, more efficiently, is what is the mechanism of this workshop. So I'll give you some basic outlines. Don't get confused. Okay, I'll give you a little bit information, because if at all now I show you what all stuff you people read, I think all people will just leave this workshop. This is the book Symphony of Zodiac. It is 500 pages book. It will take 1 to 2 years. So don't worry, I'll simplify it. This is one book. Okay. Now I have to show you. This is the second part of the book. Is This is the Wisdom of the Zodiac series. Now, such kind of books, 4 books you have to read. Such kind of books, 4 books, totally 5 books. Now, you have given me 1 hour time to tell 3,000 pages of wisdom. I have to speak out in 1 hour. Is like, is very much like injustice on my part. Okay, so I expect 10 more hours of class, so that people who can come regularly, I can give them the overview of all these things, and I can't promise all these things to be understood in a given hour. So at least we have started. Why I'm so happy? Because at least the Pyramid Valley gave me an opportunity to introduce these things to the international forum. Okay. So my next point is, I'll give you a bit of information, and my point today, my highlight, or what I understood about full moon meditations from past 20 years is this particular month, Leo energies. You don't get confused. What I understood, that is what I am going to share with you people, and that point will be like, there are 2 things in Leo energies. Okay, there are only 2 aspects. First aspect is known as self-perception. Like, I have to become an individual consciousness. Okay, that is the bottom line of Leo energies. To really execute this, if you people are ready, okay, to understand a concept called how self-deceiving we are inside ourselves, if at all you can really understand self-deception, then you can become a real individual. People pose as if they have overcome their self-deception patterns, but today the Leo energies, this month, what will be tested in any individual is how self-deceptive they are. It's not how I deceive you. I am talking about how deceivingly cunning I am. Every moment of time, I need to do something. How I give an excuse for myself and postpone it. All these things will be covered today. Okay, what is self-deception and what is self-perception? If at all you can know the real discrimination between these 2 issues inside life, then I think we can live very effectively in this month. This is the bottom line, and I really don't know all these things 20 years back. So I had to cultivate, okay, this particular time, how I promise people, but how I deceive. But I keep all my deception traits in my subconscious level. I never become conscious of my self-deceiving patterns will be resurfacing in this month. You don't have any self-deception, this month will go very smoothly for all people. No energy will disturb you. And in which area it will disturb, I don't know. If you're a personality, your personal life, your soul life, you have one pattern of self-deception, it will disturb your soul life. Oh, you have to still improve. This is what we'll discuss. Self-deception versus self-perception. This is the bottom line of Leo energies. Okay, so I'll just give you, if at all, can you give me permission to share something? This is what you need to look into. Don't get confused with what all happening. Okay, so Aries month, just go through this overall views, keynotes of every month. Then we'll focus particularly on Leo month, and I'll be talking in depth about Leo month today. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So Aries, if you can see, Aries is I come forth, and from the plane of mind I rule. Okay, so this Aries month is about our how constructive our mind, mental plane, mental body, our thinking, our thoughts, our memories, our mechanical thinking, our crooked thinking, all this stuff. That is the keynote of Aries. People who are born in Aries, they'll be in 3 levels. If personality level Aries, they'll be thinking more about materialistic thoughts. And people who have done some meditations, have done some inner journey, their thoughts will be like not about themselves, but about the betterment of the society, betterment of the nature. There'll be more of a soul level thinking. That will be the symptom or the characteristic of an Aries born human being. Are they personalities? We can recognize. They'll be always thinking materialistic thoughts. They will fall into the category of a personality. People who think about all people's betterment thoughts, they will be the soul level Aries. And people who do dedicate their lives for the only spiritual service, they'll be the spirit level Aries. Now, these three level people will be there in Aries month. Now, how this personality should become the soul and soul become self is what this full moon will teach them. That is will be the keynote of Aries month. And next comes Taurus. Taurus is I see, and when the eye is opened, all is light. Taurus month will stimulate the spiritual urgency in every individual. That is why in Taurus month, why we celebrate Vesak festival is Vesak festival, Taurus full moon is known as spiritual new year. That is not physical new year. It is about spiritual new year. It is about Buddha coming and speaking to you. When will you become another Buddha? That is the month of Taurus. That is why we celebrate Vesak. Vesak is spiritual new year. See, when will your third eye will be opened is what will be asked in the month of Taurus. In the month of Gemini, I recognize my other self, and in the waning of that self, I grow and glow. In the month of Cancer, you will see your duality and you want to be detached and overcome your dual aspects. That is what Gemini is all about. And next, you have Cancer month. I build a lighted house and therein dwell. We build physical houses, we build organizations for our physical bodies to rest. But in what materials have you used to build a house for your soul? When did you build your lighthouse? When did you build your higher mind? When did you build your soul? Is what is questioned in Cancer month. And Leo month, I am that and that I am. Because if you are a Leo, your consciousness as a lion is in charge of the entire forest. Now your mental jungle, your emotional jungle, and your physical habits jungleness is your soul like a Leo controlling all those things, or all these things controlling your Leo? All your self-deceptive attitudes are running your soul, or soul is in charge of your personality issues, is what Leo month is. Virgo month, I am the mother and the child. I, God, I matter, am. So all this creation happened only through mind, or even there is a role of heart in it? Does a family only father has to play the key role? Is there any mother's role in the family? That is month of Virgo. Then Libra. Libra teaches you balance. The foremost thing. People who have balance will understand all these things. People who have imbalance will never come into these abstract subjects. And you know who is an expert in Libra? October 2nd. Gandhiji was born on October 2nd. Why? In his life, he had India and Pakistan. Now, without inner balance, do you think he was able to do such a fantastic job? Next, Scorpio. Warrior I am, and from the battle I emerge triumphant. See, why Patriji is born in the month of Scorpio? Now there are so many slaves. Now a warrior comes to liberate those slaves and make them warriors. Now see, it is how big challenge it is. Torkom was born on Scorpio, November 1st. Sagittarius. I see the goal, I reach that goal, and then I see another goal. We people keep a goal, we achieve it, we are so satisfied that we rest for 40 years. And you know who is the spiritual Sagittarian? Osho Rajneesh. He goes through India, he teaches, then he will not keep quiet. He will go to another country. He bombards them, again go to some other country. Then he bombards them, and he'll be just going on and he'll never stop. Next, Capricorn. Lost I am in the light of supernal, yet on the light I turn my back. This is where Capricorn people are so, people who are like striving. They teach you spiritual labor, not external work. Capricorn is about inner labor. That is why we celebrate Christ's birthday. Jesus Christ teaches striving. Next, Aquarius. Water of life I am, poured from for thirsty men. Now we are in the energy of Aquarius. People who are thirsty, you need to give them some water. That is soul service. People who are not thirsty, you give them Bisleri water and never think that you are doing soul service. Never, never, never it will happen. Next, Pisces. I leave the father's home and turning back, I save. Like Pisces month is about service. Like, who is the savior in your life? The external people or your internal highest aspect, your soul? Who will save you? Now, these are all the keynotes. If at all you can go through these keynotes in 12 months, I think there will be a betterment in your inner journey. So these are the keynotes aspect. And next aspect I just share with you. This is what we prepared from entire Leo month. Okay, I'll just share this with you and go to my topic called self-deception. That will take another 45 minutes. All these full moon concepts, they start in the month of Aries, that is in the March. That is the month where everything starts. Okay, the top you can see the light of life in space in relation to our Earth humanity is what this zodiac science is all about. You have asked the definition of zodiac. The zodiac is a spatial apparatus that deals with light of life in space and relation to our Earth humanity. Okay, so sit with that definition and think, you will understand it. Okay, then what happens is you are a meditator. You sit in the month of Aries. Okay, what happens if you do meditation? Aries is the one who contacts the divine light. You close your eyes, you go inside. What happens is you go and have some light contact in the first session. So that will inspire you. Okay, continue. You journey from most artificiality to naturality. That is how your full moon meditation journey starts. Okay, as you sit in the full moon time, what happens in the Aries month is you contact the divine body and the light what is there in divine body, and you reach that silence, or you have an experience, or you have a transformation. That happens in the month of Aries. Now you do Aries meditation and you stop, then you will not have this Taurus experience. Aries is over. Now we move into the month of Taurus. Taurus contacts the light touched by Aries and pours it upon the field. For example, the solar system or Earth. Okay, what all the thing you have contacted and really charged up will come to the usability level. That is what is the Taurus thing. Now you see the regularity and continuity. Now you are more efficient. Now people do Aries meditation, they skip Taurus, they'll have more cleavages. That is why every individual, at least for 1 year, should continue this 12-month cycle pattern to efficiency increasement. Now, Taurus is over. Next, Gemini. Gemini takes that light and reveals the duality of spirit and matter and relates spirit and matter. That is why this light is called light of interplay or light of relationship. Now, something in your subconscious mind will be limiting you. Okay, you want to do something. These dual things you will overcome in the month of Gemini. That is what it says. Now Gemini is over, comes Cancer month. Cancer takes the light and puts it within every form, in the physical form, so that your physical vitality increases, your physical activeness increases, your emotional balance will increase, your mental sharpness will increase in the month of Cancer if you continue all these things properly. Okay. Now comes Leo month. Leo uses the light to make it the light within the man, his soul. Okay. This month we'll ask, are you personalities or are you like in a integrated soul? Are you an individual consciousness or like a separatistic consciousness? Now this month will be over within 20 days. In Virgo, the light is material and eventually the human soul discriminates between the personality and the spirit. Actually, the human soul is the drop of spirit. And in the process of becoming conscious human being, you will come in the contact of your feminine aspect, invisible aspects. That is Virgo. In Libra, the light is so evolved that it becomes a leader of the personality. In the Scorpio, it becomes so harmless, so fearless. That is the Scorpio month. In Sagittarius, it becomes so much patience. Patience is what is cultivated in the month of Sagittarius. Capricorn, more striving. Aquarius is about compassion. And Pisces is about soul service. Now see, with one cycle, you become a cosmic level being, a solar level being, and a planetary level being. That is what entire meditation is all about. We should live on this earth plane, and our abstractness should take the treasury from the space and make this earth a heaven, is what the conclusion part of this zodiac science is. Now, I would like to send these things to you. And these things were extracted from Wisdom of the Zodiac Leo. Author was Torquem Sardarian. And this is it. Okay. I think this information is more than enough. Okay. What the material I have shown you earlier, and this thing is more than enough for this Leo month. That's it. That is what the entire Leo sign is all about.
So, Ananti Madam, our co-moderator. So,
yes, sir.
Would you like to?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Shalini, thank you so much. Good morning, sir, and good morning, dear friends. I do have a few queries about all these things. You were talking about the masculine energy and the feminine energy, sir, like present in each and every body. The same way you were talking about this energy as a whole in the planet Earth and also in the nations.
Yeah.
So, as when we talk about a nation, it is generally a group consciousness. So, when we think about our country, say India, is it a masculine or a feminine? Then how does it affect the relationship with the neighboring, or how does it affect the whole world's energy?
Madam, this is a great science discussed in all LSAD books. Okay, the nations and how they're constituted. As far as my research is concerned, from Alice Bailey books and Torquem books, and from theosophical research, India is two things. Okay, India, the two rules or principles which run India is Ray 1. Ray 1 means the entire India runs on the power of willpower. Okay, and it has a ray called 4. That is harmony through conflict. Okay. Harmony is harmony achieved once people meditate and become soul level. More personalities involved, they'll increase the conflicts. So, seeing the entire scenario of India, can never see any there harmony or balance or equilibrium in any aspect of life, individual life or social life or political life or total India life. To regain the harmony, people should understand how much conflicts they are creating inside their personal lives. If at all they can meditate and really overcome those conflicts, you can see the establishment and harmony in every aspect of life. That can be politics, education, arts, economy, communication, all these areas. These conflicts are more because people are going far away from harmony.
Okay.
So if people want to really establish harmony, now they should overcome their personality issues. They are not matters. They should work out with their emotions and minds so that they'll become more harmonious. If they become more harmonious, their contribution will be harmonious.
Okay.
If they are full of conflicts, then the contribution will be full of conflicts.
Mm-hmm.
That is what we are seeing. To make the transformation happen, we need to educate people how much of conflict they have in every aspect of their life, and when will they cultivate this harmony is what I think the real education about a holistic man or woman.
Okay.
So India is made up of two things: willpower and harmony through conflict. And I see topmost people like Modi or all spiritual leaders like Patriji and Jaggi Vasdev, they have an absolute fantastic willpower to do whatever they want to do. So there is no doubt on the willpower of the leaders. Now what I can see is so much of conflict in individual's life, family life, organization life, workplace, society issues, relationship conflicts. These are like, they are going exponential in India. Now, how to do it means like, make people understand the harmony levels.
Okay.
So this is what, as far as India is concerned. Now, India will become a harmonious country, but who will teach harmony to Pakistan is beyond my levels. Okay, India believes in harmony. Now, Pakistan, they have to believe in harmony, how things are happening in Pakistan. Now, I need to do more research. Okay,
Okay,
so
sir.
what is Pakistan made up of, and how to educate Pakistan from spiritual levels or education levels? I didn't do research because I was in India. Like, I was more interested in India because I belong to this nation, and other things like in USA or China. These things, like, these things are discussed in the most ageless wisdom teachings of L.S. Bailey, and it will take 10 years time, madam, to understand all these things.
Yes,
because
sir.
because I was in a, like, I did this research, and I was more over concerned about pyramid society. I want to introduce this concept basically, so that at least our organization becomes so harmonious. So that is why I have taken up this concept. These two things are important: willpower, harmony through conflict.
Okay, sir.
India is this. As far as my understanding is, India is all a harmonious country, but going through a conflict phase. Now, harmony will be achieved if at all people will realize the crisis things, and they vote for harmony. Then India will be a harmonious country.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And I have another query, like the zodiac signs, they have an impact in the month level. And how about in the week level on a everyday basis?
I actually had that slide also, because this full moon period, the influence will be for 7 days, madam. If today is the full moon, 3 days prior to it, the full moon, and three days after that, the 7-day period is known as full moon period. Okay, after these 7 days, what will happen is these old energies will be waning out, and the next full moon energies will be coming in. Okay. So full moon, why full moon? Because the most technical concept why full moon is, the moon's impact on earth will be minimum on the time of full moon.
Okay.
So this full moon period is the right timing for people to cultivate their higher faculties.
Okay.
Because the other time, moon will be impacting our basic chakras, lower chakras like survival chakras, sexual chakras, and relationship chakras. That will be also be activated in other time, at the 14 days after the full moon. But in the time of full moon, the lower chakras will have zero influence. Only higher chakras can be activated at that time. That is why the full moon meditation is so much all wisdom sages have been advocating and advising people to meditate in the month of full moon, in the days of full moon.
Okay, sir. That makes it clear. So I have another query, like, can you tell the significance of colors with respect to these signs?
Colors, again, like, colors
Because
are more.
generally we say for Monday, white color, Tuesday, red,
No.
something like that.
Monday, I don't take that way.
Okay.
These colors are about our etheric perceptions. They are there in the etheric body. Colors impact our etheric phenomenon. Okay, our prana circle are more influenced by colors. So starting with Vibgyor is top, and red is the bottom line.
So the 7 chakras.
7 chakras, they go through the Vibgyor. Vibgyor is the topmost, and red is the base chakra, Mooladhara. And there is so much of cultural differences are there. Some cultures do the reverse. They take the Vibgyor down and the red up. So colors, like, what I could see is, like, people who do more of creative visualization or creative imagination, this mental body coloring is rather more important, madam. Like, can we see a pink color closing our eyes? Those things are rather more important than what we are wearing. Wearing clothes is also important. As far as I know, Purple and violet are the more spiritual colors.
Okay.
As far as what I know is, purple and violet are the most important colors. They at least they'll protect you from negative attacks. That much I could know properly. Purple and violet. These two are more important.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Right. Next question,
Yes,
Shanti.
sir. I think people are yet to get ready for the question. So because it's too heavy, like to understand and ask the question itself, we should have some time.
Yes, sir. It's a heavy topic which you have given us in a very short span of time.
But at least we made a start, sir. As you said, we made a start, and surely
Already in the valley we had so many classes, but now regularity was what was missing in the valley. Always we plan, we start off with the class, again we'll have a break. Is what has been happening. Regularity is what is important in this full moon meditation session.
sure.
There are 13 ways by which we deceive ourselves. So if at all we can overcome these things, then we'll be more self-perceiving person, or a person with self-clarity is what is needed in the month of Leo. But the subconscious mechanicalness or hidden things or unconscious aspects, how we deceive ourselves is it will happen in 13 ways, and how to overcome it also will speak in this 20 minutes. Okay. The 13 ways by which we deceive ourselves. We mislead ourselves. We do things to our bodies which we know are not right to do, but anyhow we do them. We eat the wrong foods, we drink the wrong beverages, we use drugs, we mislead our bodies. Okay? You don't feel like eating, but we eat. And we'll be talking about cosmic level things, okay? But fundamentals will be missing. We try to mislead our hearts through imagination and negative or hostile attitudes, and we'll be posing as if we are very sacred. 3, we mislead our minds through our fanaticism, through prejudice, superstitions, and especially our vanities and lies. Now, this is only one aspect of self-deceiving. Second, we lie to ourselves. Now, again, this one principle we can talk for a class, how we lie to ourselves. Okay. Shalini will be calling me, sir, I need a class. Actually, I don't want to give the class, but I lie. Shalini, okay. But inside, I don't want. See, Shalini thinks that, okay, I'm so open, I'll take a class. But inside, it doesn't feel like to take a class. That is where, we lie. If inside think, okay, I don't want to take a class. Will Shalini kill me if I don't take a class? I should say, Shalini, I am not feeling like to taking a class. Then she'll understand. We always have something inside and we say something outside. That is how we lie. That is how hypocrisy is increasing in this community. And nobody wants to decrease hypocrisy. In more technical, more sophisticated ways, we are becoming more sophisticated hypocrites. Okay, now because if we have self-deception, people have never lied, well and good. People always tell truths, well and good. But if at all now and then we lie, overcome it. That is why I'm telling, because I'm not trying to criticize you people online, and I get nothing out of criticism. Okay, my motive is let people overcome that self-deception attitudes and become more self-perceiving people is what my intention is. 3, we deceive ourselves by trapping ourselves in news and movies which are produced by those who are trapped in self-deception. Think about that. Okay, a director will be a crooked person. He will get a nice movie and we waste 3 hours, our mental life, physical life, watching that dirty movie. and that will be impacting or influencing you. No influence, no fights on that. I've seen so many people, they watch TV serials and fight in the bedrooms, because what will be the cause of the fight will be the serial dialogues between two female. Husband will be supporting one person in the serial and wife will be on the other side. After serial in the bedroom, they will be fighting because of that serial context. And in the day, on the Sundays, there will be souls like attending meditation lectures, fighting in the night with self-deception attitudes, attending Sunday classes for sacredness, and they never overcome their scaredness. And once we overcome our scaredness, we'll become sacred. How can we be both sacred and scared? Impossible. Now, fourth, we deceive ourselves when we exaggerate our opinions about ourselves. There are 3 steps in this course. There is exaggeration of what we are, exaggeration of what we have, exaggeration what we are capable of doing. Exaggeration kills. Fifth, we deceive ourselves by accepting false information and repeating it to others as if it were the truth. Think about these things. How many moments we have done these things, overcome them. Sixth, we deceive ourselves by making promises and forgetting about them. Seventh, we deceive ourselves by imagining things which are not factual. Always assumptions, always fabrications, always half data things we'll be assuming emotionally, mentally. Eighth, we deceive ourselves about our achievements. Ninth, we deceive ourselves by denying our divine rights, namely our immortality, creativity, and striving towards perfection. People never talk about immortality. They fear death. 10th, we deceive ourselves by escaping our responsibilities. 11th, we deceive ourselves by not seeing the true nature of people with whom we are associated. We deceive ourselves through our expectations of others. We deceive ourselves through our glamours. These are the 13 things you need to think about this full moon on the occasion of opportunity of this full moon. Now, practical suggestions to prevent or minimize self-deception also have to speak. Otherwise, you people will label me as a criticizer. Okay. The first thing, try to think clearly, factually, and realistically. That makes your mental body more healthy. Second, try to be honest. Honest is a soul quality, soul virtue. And we see very few moments of honesty or plentiful moments of dishonesty is what people should contemplate on. Third, try to speak the truth about yourself as much as you can. Fourth, anytime you become aware that you are deceiving yourself, try immediately to stop it. This is how we will be overcoming and becoming so self-perception beings. To help yourself avoid self-deception, study geometry, algebra, arithmetic, physics, and something which is so abstract. Find a man or woman of great wisdom and integrity and speak to him or her about your battle against self-deception. Seventh, most scientific and important, do evening review before going to sleep. That will decrease the self-deception attitudes. And eighth, it's very harsh statement. Do not listen to pseudo prophets, aura readers, past life readers, mediums, and channels. They often lead you into self-deception. Believe in meditation and believe in expansion of consciousness. Don't believe in fortune tellers on the roadside. Be scientifically thinking and start meditating realistically. Only then will become a self-perceiving beings not self-deception beings, is what Leo's aspect I wanted to share. That's it, Shalini. Now you can put questions, 1 or 2 questions, or we can meditate.
Sir, how is this linked with the Linda Goodman's?
Linda Goodman, there are 2-3 things is like, the personality issues are known as sun signs. Okay, this full moon meditation will never speak about your life at all. This full moon meditation is about energy science. The right term for full moon meditation is energy meditation science. Okay, there are 2 things: concrete to abstract, that is bottom to top. Now this phenomena is top to bottom, means abstract to concrete. Invisible, all space is invisible. How do I get an idea? If I am talking to communicating with space, how do you get an idea? How that idea is formulated as a thought in my mind, how that thought will come to my emotional body, and how I express it through my words. You have to know the entire cycle of that. Okay, this is more of abstractness. This is nothing to do with the concreteness.
Yes, sir.
So these things will come through practice, through science study, observing the cause of it, by knowing the non-symbolic meaning behind the symbol. All these things will activate your intuitional systems. So there are so many things that can be revealed by observing an object or a symbol. You can know the meaning part and significance which is hidden behind that symbol. That will activate our intuitional bodies, like parables, stories, Panchatantra stories, all these stories, they will activate your intuitional body. That is how people expand their consciousness.
Chandu, few words from you.
Thank you, Srinivas sir. Very strong and insecure, fearless speech every time we listen from you. And this is a very rare quality, sir, for a master. So we are very happy that you are in this forum of Pyramid Valley Weekend Wisdom Sessions. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.